let's take a look at a problem dealing with both the idea of momentum and impulse, and also the idea of rebounding or bouncing backward. It goes like this. A 2-kilogram rubber ball moving with a speed of 7 meters per second strikes the wall and rebounds with a speed of 5 meters per second in the opposite direction. Determine the impulse encountered by the ball. So before we worry about numbers and problem solving, you always want to get a good picture of what's actually happening. So I just want to draw a diagram and really be able to visualize what's going on in this problem. And what's going on in this problem is that there's a wall here, and there's a ball moving toward it that's going to bounce backward. So to begin with, it doesn't really say which way this ball is moving, but let's have it move to the left to begin with. And here it is moving pretty quickly. It starts out 7 meters per second. That's the beginning situation. It's going to hit the wall and then bounce the opposite direction, the other way. And it comes off the wall a little slower. And so here's the beginning situation moving toward the wall. Here's the ending situation moving away from the wall. So that's what's happening. Now we're ready to think about what numbers we have and how we're going to approach this problem. We're ultimately looking for impulse. And impulse is a couple of things. Impulse is change in momentum. And it's also the product of the force that changes the object's momentum times the time interval over which that force acts. So to find impulse, we can either say, do we have enough information to find change in momentum? Or we can say, do we have enough information to find this product? And if you look at this problem, there's really nothing about force and nothing about time. So there's probably not enough information to do it this way. But there probably is enough information to say impulse is change in momentum. So if you can find change in momentum, you've got your answer here. Change in anything is just final minus initial of that thing. So to find change in momentum, we're going to look for the final momentum and basically just subtract the initial momentum. Seems pretty easy. Let's start with the final momentum. So for final momentum, we'll come over to this final situation, so end of the impulse. And momentum in general, P stands for momentum. Momentum in general is mass times velocity. And to find final momentum, I'm just going to use the final velocity. So I'll sub in the mass, which stays the same the whole time. That's 2 kilograms. And the final velocity here is 5 meters per second. And it's to the right, so I'll call it positive 5 meters per second. So the momentum at the end is positive or rightward 10 kilogram meters per second. So at the end, we've got a rightward momentum, a positive momentum of 10. Now we want to look for the initial momentum. So we're going to go to this initial situation. Again, momentum is mass times velocity. And to find initial momentum, we'll use the initial velocity, the velocity right here at the beginning, before anything happens. That velocity at the beginning is 7 meters per second, but to the left. We need to be consistent with directions here, so I'm going to call the left negative 7 for velocity. So that beginning momentum is leftward 14 kilogram meters per second. It's definitely important that I use that direction, and I include that direction. If I just looked at it as going from a speed of 7 to 5, it seems like a pretty small change, only 2. But that's not really the situation. Really what's happening is it has a leftward velocity of 7. It's losing all that velocity, turning around and gaining 5 of velocity the other way. So it's a big change in velocity, big change in momentum. Okay, again, I found my initial momentum. I'm going to subtract it minus my initial momentum, which was negative 14. And you can see that that really is a very big change in momentum. The change in momentum is 24 kilogram meters per second. It changes momentum by 24 to the right. And again, change in momentum is another word for impulse. So do be very careful with direction, be consistent with direction, and you'll have lots of success.